Hey, it's Jermaine, and welcome to How She Did It, Cozy Conversations with T. And this is where we have no holds barred conversations with women of different backgrounds. Today, we have a very inspiring person. I followed her journey on TikTok for so many years. She is a burn survivor, Charlene Chu.
Hello.
Hello. So tell us more about yourself and tell us, what you do.
My name is Charlene, as Jermaine said. I am a fitness coach. I'm also a student, and I am a burn survivor. And yeah, it's my pleasure to be here.
You're a fitness coach. That's amazing.
Yeah, I am.
For how many years already?
Actually, only 6 months.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like coaching 6
Yeah.
months, but then like my fitness journey has been like 6 years.
I see.
So
Oh, wow.
I started when I was 17.
Can I just say you look absolutely beautiful today? I mean, look at that makeup. Like, you gotta
you.
teach me some tips. But yes, I've been following her for years on TikTok and I've been seeing like your whole journey ever since the whole incident happened. And then you gained so much confidence after that. Became a fitness coach,
Yeah, it
got
was a process. Yeah.
You got so many things going on in your life. And
Right.
I really want like everyone listening to hear from you and your experience as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So tell us, let's bring it back
Right.
to when like you were a child.
Right.
How is your relationship with your parents?
So I think like growing up, the relationship with my parents, truthfully, it wasn't great. We didn't exactly get along too well because I feel like my parents were quite traditional and they expected me to be one way, and I kind of went the other way. And throughout my teenagehood, I had a couple of like very difficult events that occurred, and it kind of led me up to this place where I became like really, really depressed because I felt like nobody was there for me. My parents, who I trusted at that time, weren't really there for me, and so it kind of led up to this point where I was severely depressed, anxious, and I was diagnosed with obsessive compulsive disorder as well. And I left Singapore because I just felt like it was too much for me to be in this environment. I couldn't grow. I couldn't think for myself.
But I think a lot of us when we are born, right, our parents are all we know. So
Exactly.
we treat them or we revere them. But
That's right.
when we grow up, we realize actually they are flawed too.
Exactly.
They're human, yeah.
Yeah, and I was able to forgive them.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, because I just, like I saw that, they were really just genuinely trying their best with what they knew. Yeah.
If you don't mind me asking, like, how does your OCD present itself?
So I remember there was one obsession I had. It was like if I pump my shampoo like 3 times, it has to be 2 or 4. If it's 3 or 5, like my parents will like die or something. And it sounds absolutely irrational, but to someone with obsessive compulsive disorder, it's very real.
It's something that, you don't really have control of, and
Right.
you gotta go through a really tough process to
Yeah,
even
absolutely.
learn about it. And
Yeah.
So how are you feeling now about all of that? Are you in a much better place?
I'm in a much better place, because I was able to, I guess, go to the root of these traumas. I feel like mental illnesses are manifestations of very deep-rooted traumas. I was able to go into the root of it and see it for what it really is and try to heal that, and it's helped me so much.
Actually, I'm very curious to know, right? Before this accident happened, how did you view like physical beauty?
I think I relied a lot on like people's validation, especially men.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds kind of like bad, but I did.
No, yeah.
And
it's conditioned into us.
yeah, right, exactly. And I guess I was very, very deeply insecure because I didn't, I don't know, like I wasn't happy with myself deep inside. Yeah, and I was always kind of like chasing, and of course you never get to where you want to be.
I think it's not a crime to want people to tell you or compliment you, and
of course, yeah.
use that as I think a lot of women, especially young girls, like we grow up and that's the validation that we get
Yeah, absolutely.
from our environment.
That's right.
And to kind of have to go through that change and like your whole world shifts.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that must have been so scary.
Oh yeah,
for
it
you.
was very, very scary. I think, well, obviously, like getting lots of surgeries have really helped me because I feel better and I do look aesthetically better. But I think there was one like sentence that I read once, and I even read a book about like letting go. And I think that in order to let something go, you have to embrace it first.
Okay.
So if I want to let my burns go, I have to embrace my burns first. And I definitely feel like I embrace it more now
Yeah.
because I was able to befriend that part of me that was like ashamed, and I was able to say like, that's okay. Like, you know, it's already happened. My skin is permanently damaged. And how can I embrace this?
It seems
Yeah.
like you've had to rely a lot on yourself.
Yes.
You know, throughout this like the 1.5 years that have
Yeah.
passed. Yeah. At that point of time, like pulling yourself out from this dark place, what were some of the things that you had to do?
I definitely saw a therapist. Well, she's kind of like a spiritual teacher to me. She has been for like 5 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I mean, all this work began before the accident already. I work out a lot, like I train a lot, and I meditate, and I used to journal quite a bit as well.
You must have gone through a lot in terms of like working on your
So
inner,
much.
like your inner thoughts and all that.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people rely on you know other people in their lives to kind of bring them out of this hole,
Exactly,
but
yeah.
it's not easy. Like it's
No.
to do the work on yourself.
Exactly.
Like, it's really not easy.
And even to have the awareness of like awareness, I guess, is always the beginning, the starting point, right? And people have to realize that it's always like your own responsibility to like pull yourself out of a dark place. Like, people can't help you if you don't ask them for help.
Yeah. And you mentioned like you had to go through so many surgeries.
Yeah.
Like how many did you actually have to go through?
Oh, I lost count.
You lost count. Shit.
I had one when I arrived back in December,
Yeah.
and that was, I tried to do it a week, but then I was like,
Oh wait.
a week, yeah, it was horrible. Like,
Did the
it
doctors
was
say you
horrible.
could do it a week?
Yeah, but it was absolutely horrible, and that's why I was like, okay, put me under anesthesia, please. So I did one in December. I would count that as like a half surgery. January, and then I think in like March, and then April, like May, and then I think 2 at the end of the year or something like that, and then one last February, and then one in next month.
Is there, I don't know if plastic surgery is like an option. I don't really.
It is.
It is?
It is.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
going through plastic surgery.
Oh, next month, that's what you're doing.
So every single time is plastic surgery.
Oh,
Yeah. I mean,
okay.
that's why it's classified, but burns plastic surgery.
Understand.
Yeah.
And to have to educate yourself on all these, like, you just went online and you spoke to doctors. You did it all on your
No,
own?
yeah, I think one of the reasons why I started TikTok, right? Okay, besides it being a joke and all, I like there's so much literature about Caucasian skin. And the thing is that Asian and Caucasian skin are very different.
It's so different.
That's what I learned from the doctors, and I was like, what you talking about? And I like tried to Google, you know, Asian skin and stuff. No literature on it. And I was like, well, if nobody's gonna talk about it, then like I wanna talk about it, you know, like for whoever who's gonna have to go through this too.
So that was the motivation. You wanted people to be able to identify or have that information out there
Exactly.
from your own personal
Exactly.
experience,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly.
But at the start, did it give you anxiety like every time you posted a video?
You know what's funny is that in the beginning, no, like not at all.
Yeah.
I don't know what like possessed me to like like post so bravely. And I look back sometimes I'm like, what's wrong with you? But actually, like now I have more anxiety
When you post videos?
when I post videos. Yeah. I don't. It's really strange. I guess it's because like I started getting a few comments about like, oh, like you've recovered so well. Like stop being so dramatic, and like, you know, it's nothing. Like somebody.
It's nothing?
Yeah, they said, oh, I burned my foot. You're just being so dramatic. I know I shouldn't.
Okay, who do we need to beat up? I'm ready. I'm ready. I wore shoes today.
Right, yeah, but then I started
No,
to
but
think,
you see, people, they're just trolling, right?
Yeah.
Like, they sometimes if there were a bit more empathy in this world,
Right.
like that's what really gets me.
empathy, yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So I mean, maybe this is a phase, but yeah, it's funny. It's an inverse.
No, but you use your TikTok in a lot of ways, like not just talking about, you know, how you recover, your healing process,
Right.
but also showing that, you know, you're capable of doing anything, right? Have other people, you know, been able to relate to that?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Like people send me DMs all the time, and they say like, "Oh, thank you so much. Like I have a scar on my
Yeah.
face, or I have, you know, like I don't have an arm. It's been amputated. Blah blah blah." And you taught me that, you know, like I can still live my life.
Yeah.
I guess my message at the end of the day would be like, okay, yes, terrible things can happen to us, but life still goes on, kind of thing. And yeah, I'm very very honored to, you know, have these people feel that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can impact them like no matter where they are in this
Exactly,
world.
yeah.
That's the power of social media.
Right.
And another power of social media, like having the queen, Khloe Kardashian, But what? Like what?
I also don't know why.
Did you see it first, or someone told you about
No,
it?
no, I saw it first, and I looked at it. I was like,
You thought it was like a
is this like
scam
a
account?
spam
Yeah.
account? I was like, what the heck? And I just woke up, and
Yeah.
and then like I put the phone away, and then I looked at it after I woken up more, and
Yeah.
I was like, the heck?
I was like, hold your
I
head
was
up
like,
high,
this is
queen.
real. I was like, what?
Did that impact you in a positive way?
I was just like, huh?
Yeah.
Like I was just shocked, and I guess yeah, it impacted me because I was like, well, I don't know how she found me.
Yeah.
She did, and I guess this is how crazy social media is, that it can really reach anyone.
Yeah. You mentioned earlier on you had a lot of insecurities even before the
Yeah,
accident. Now after that,
Still do, yeah.
you still do.
Of course,
Do you
yeah.
feel stronger? Do you feel more confident about yourself or less confident about yourself?
I definitely feel like I'm more confident, like
Yeah.
much more confident. I've grown up so much. Here's the thing: I look at people as we are a whole person, but there are different parts of us, right?
Oh, okay.
Like so, and we call it the shadow self in like inner work. These are parts of us that we are ashamed of, that we don't really show to the world. And for me, that is a very bad-tempered, aggressive person. And I feel like I became like this because I had to kind of like fight for my parents' attention in the past a lot. So I turned to being like aggressive. That's how they pay attention to me. So I saw it manifest.
I understand that.
Yeah, I saw it manifest
Yeah.
in my relationships. And it was so wrong, but I would, like throw tantrums and stuff. And that was a part of me that I've always been very ashamed of. But I feel like I really learned that I'm able to sit back and respond rather than react immediately, if that makes sense.
That's such a power.
Right. So
Because when it overcomes you, I get
Yeah.
that, like you see red and
Right.
it's hard to pull back from that.
Right.
Yeah.
And so like when something triggers me, I'm more able to sit back and be like, all right, this is a trigger. I know that from a lot of past patterns. This is a trigger for me. And so there's this like pause, between the event and like me responding. So for example, if my partner acts in a way and I'm triggered, I'm like, okay, it's because I feel like I want to feel seen. How do I communicate this to my partner, and how do I nurture myself to feel more seen?
I think it's the communication
Right.
and how you put those words
Exactly.
across. Because if previously like it would have been via action,
Right.
and
Yeah.
via sort of like impulse,
Yeah.
then now it's more controlled.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
it's like
yeah.
you want to move forward with it
Yeah,
rather
for
than just
sure.
throw a tantrum.
Exactly. And even with like, burns checkups and stuff, it's very traumatizing, and like I get very, very anxious.
Yeah.
I'm able to just let myself cry. In the past, I would just hold it all in and like, oh my God, all this energy like stuck in my body. So I'm able to like manage myself a little more, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure, for
Yeah.
sure. And I'm sure your doctor is also an important part of like your
Yeah.
support system.
I'm so like blessed
Yeah.
to like have this man in my life. He doesn't like his name being said, but like he's very private.
Yeah.
But I'm so lucky to have him.
He's been with you like from the beginning.
No, so when I was grafted, I was in Australia.
Yeah.
Those were separate team of doctors.
Yeah.
Then when I came back, I met him, and I was lucky because he is like, I guess, the head of the department, and I wouldn't be able to see him had it not been for my brother-in-law's friend who works in the hospital.
I think it was
Yeah.
it was destined.
Yeah, I just feel so. A lot of things have happened, like that. Have just aligned for me. And so when I look back, I'm like, well, who am I to not trust like God? Or I'm not like I don't believe in God, but I believe in a higher power. Who am I not to trust this higher power that He's got like better things for me? It has,
It
better.
has your back.
It has my back.
It has
Exactly.
your back. And that kind of powers you forward too. It's
Exactly.
like there's so much more left to be done in this world.
Yeah.
How can I give up on myself?
Exactly. And again, when I mentioned about chasing and lack in the past, that's because we don't trust that like what's in front of us, if we let go of this, we don't trust that what's in front of us is maybe better,
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
I mean, apart from doctors, like you've got friends as well that have been there with you from the
Yeah.
beginning. Like how did they, react?
I think like, well, of course in the beginning everyone was super distraught and, crying and
And people I think don't really know what to say.
Exactly.
Like what can you say? What would you want them to say? Like
I don't know, nothing. Yeah,
Nothing?
I was very withdrawn for a lot of it. I don't know, like I guess they let me be myself. Yeah. And that's like more than enough. If I wanted to cry, I just cry. If I didn't want to speak, they gave me space. they just love me for who I was, I guess.
So I wanted to ask you, right, from someone with your perspective, how has beauty changed? You know, the meaning of beauty before and after.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good question.
It's very interesting.
Yeah. I think beauty before was very external.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, I paid lip service to, like, oh, inner beauty is so important. That's just lip
Yeah.
service. But now, through my burns, I realized the fact that people really do see me for, like, me, like the energy that I give out, rather than, yeah, I mean, like, it's nice, you know, people say you're cute and stuff. Yeah, okay, great. Thank you. But I've really just understood that it's all about, like, you know, the feeling of, like, warmth that you give people. Do people feel great around you, you know? Do they, like, crave your vibes? And really, it's just
Your energy,
your energy.
right?
And yeah, I know it sounds so, like, cliche and stuff, but I really like understood that, you know, if I want to make an impact on people, like, I have to show up with, like, the aura that I want, you know, like, I really have to tune into, like, love myself first. Then, you know, it just shows naturally. It just, yeah.
A lot of people that give off negative energy, it's because
Right.
they have hurt somewhere in
exactly.
themselves. And
Yeah.
and they don't realize, like, people that troll you on TikTok,
Yeah.
that's what I always think whenever I see a nasty
Do you
comment.
get trolls too?
Yeah, for sure. Like,
Yeah.
whenever I see a nasty comment, I just
Yeah.
think they're going through something in their lives
Right.
that I can't help them with.
Yeah.
I can't control what they say, and I'm just gonna delete and block them.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's exactly right. But then, okay, in saying that, I also feel like I like changed up my wardrobe a lot more. Like I've
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I've done an overhaul. Like I'm like, you know what, I wore this to the hospital once. I really don't want to see it again.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, I have a whole Pinterest board of like stuff I want to look like people I want to look like. And so yeah, I definitely think that like understanding your style and, you know, dressing yourself well, putting on makeup is like, I think it's fun. And I think it helps a lot with my confidence too. So
And it shouldn't have to change, you know. Yeah.
exactly, yeah. So nothing wrong with like external beauty. It's like so important, right?
But beauty is more than that. Beauty is
Exactly.
It can be external. It can be internal.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just what you see.
Right.
Oh,
Okay.
so Douglas is someone that you knew here, like from here.
Yeah, we met through TikTok.
Oh, really?
LOL,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh my gosh. Can I pose a challenge to you?
Yeah.
To call Douglas.
Yeah.
He stays in Singapore, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. To call Douglas,
Okay.
I'm gonna ask him a question.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Sure.
Will he pick up?
I don't know. Okay, let's try. Okay. Why is his profile picture like that? He rejected my
he
call.
rejected the call.
Sorry, I am in the middle of a work meeting. All in caps. I'll call you back.
Okay. Whenever he calls us back.
Okay, I put
Yeah.
my phone on ring. Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Doug. I'm doing a podcast now. Like, I'm shooting a podcast, and I was asked to call you.
Oh my gosh.
Hi, Doug.
Okay, hi.
Nice to meet
Hi
you.
everyone.
Hi.
We have like just two very short questions for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, but important ones. Okay.
Okay.
So, first question that they asked me to ask: why are you friends with Charlene? Or no. I mean, how did this friendship start? You know.
I think she's a very inspiring person, yeah, so that's why I was friends with her. Mm.
That's it.
Oh, so that's why you struck up a friendship with her, right?
Yeah, I mean, okay, that's how it started, lah. Yeah, and we went to the gym for the first time we met.
So, like,
we hang out at the gym.
after knowing Charlene for like a year, right? How have you seen her grow, and what do you love about her?
I think she's grown to be a lot more comfortable and authentic with herself, especially like in the past she has a very strong outlook about everything. Like I realized there's a lot of like things going on in her life, but she doesn't show also in the past. But I think now she's a lot more real, more relatable, more authentic, and she's a lot more comfortable being more transparent with her friends, with her family. Yeah, so I thought, yeah, that's what I've seen her grown in for the past 1 year. Yeah,
And what about Charlene is so beautiful to you?
her strength. Yeah, and how much she actually loves and cares for people. So, yeah, she's not just she's very different lah from the typical people. I would say like very very inspiring in that sense. So even though obviously we are all flawed, right? We're not perfect, but inspired by her strength and her love for people. Yeah, these two things. Yeah,
That's so sweet.
Oh, I'm gonna cry. Thanks, Dougie.
no problem.
Thank you
Alright.
so
Great
much. Sorry to
podcasts.
disturb you.
Yeah, sorry to disturb you. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
All right, all right.
Have fun.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh.
What a sweet guy.
Yeah, I have so much like love and like care for him as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
He-
so
he-
special to
he-
like
yeah.
find that connection.
Yeah,
you know?
and-
when
and-
it's right,
yeah.
you just know it's right.
I'm so grateful to have him, to have, our little fan group, and yeah, it's so special to me.
It's so important.
It
as well.
is.
And can I just say, like, he said that, used to have a very strong sort of like personality, strong
Right.
outlook on life. Like, today, the energy that you're giving me is someone that is powerful, someone that is calm, collected,
Thank
and
you.
confident. Like,
Oh, thank you.
I think you achieved everything you wanted to.
I think my Pinterest board really helps me.
You gotta link me this Pinterest board. Like, I also want to get to where you are. We go through so much like trauma
Right.
in our youth, in our young lives, and we don't realize how much impact it has on us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and the fact that you can get there, like, out of everyone, like, you can get there, it just goes to show anyone that, you're struggling right now, just take strength from Charlene and know that you can get out of the situation you're in.
Yeah, I'm still. I mean,
A work
yeah,
in progress?
A work in
Do you
progress.
really think you're
forever.
still a work in progress?
Absolutely, like until the day I die. Like yes, I think
Really?
everyone. Yes, yeah. But thank you so much.
No, I mean,
really
that's
appreciate
incredible,
it.
like,
yeah,
wow.
and yeah,
And my final question to you, like,
Right.
what I want to know is,
yeah.
what are you most grateful for
Oh,
at this point
right.
in your life?
Everything. Yeah.
Everything.
Everything. Yeah. I literally like cry in bed, like, cause I feel so lucky. It's crazy to be at this point because I think in the past, again, paid lip service to, oh, I'm so grateful. But now I'm like, I am actually so like lucky, like, that it's gone in this direction, that I'm able to forgive people in my past. I forgive like my exes. I'm friends with them. I'm able to have compassion for where they came from. I would never thought that I'm speaking with you right now in this room. Having social media go the direction that it has, being able to work with brands, being able to speak to people, inspire people, have them inspire me as well. Even with like coaching and stuff, it was like a leap of faith for me, but I took it. And yeah, I'm just
Grateful for everything.
yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
And I'm grateful for the fact that, like, someone like Charlene is in our world. Like, you're so, so special. There's no one else like you. There's really no one else like you.
But
And
there is no one else like any of us.
yeah, and the fact that you use your platform for like such good, like, I just hope that you deserve the best in this world. I
so
just
do
hope
you.
no more harm comes to you in life.
I hope so. But you know what? Even if
Yeah.
harm comes our way, then we'll cross that bridge.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I'm sure you've
Yeah.
done a lot of things in your life in the past, and you're like, damn, I'm actually so strong. I actually can do this.
Yeah.
And so when something bad happens, you're just like, all right, this is just another obstacle. I'm just going to, like,
Maneuver.
maneuver through it.
Yeah, and life is gonna throw, curveballs at us every
the
single
time,
day.
yeah.
It's not gonna be like, oh, we're fine now, and
Yeah.
and life is gonna be like handy dandy for the rest of
Yeah. But on the other side,
Mm.
it could also go really right.
Yes. Just have faith and trust and
Yeah.
believe that you deserve the best in this world.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Charlene. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thank you so much.
Make sure you follow her on TikTok. What's
thank
her
you.
handle?
Charlene Chu 3005.
What's 3005?
My birthday.
Oh,
30th of May.
30th of May. Right. And make sure you follow
Yeah.
her on TikTok and Instagram as well. And you gotta watch her content.
And please follow
Seriously.
Jamin as well.
No need to follow me. I only dancing.
Rubbish.
Thank you so much for watching today's episode of How She Did It. If you liked what you saw, make sure you hit like, share, and subscribe.
Let us know what you thought about today's topic in the comments below. We'd love to hear them.
And we will see you next episode. Bye.